Hello, everybody. Happy April Fool's Day. I'm not going to be doing any April Fool's jokes, just to let y'all know. I might, though. I don't know. I thought about doing one, but then it would have been obvious that it was an April Fool's joke, so I'm not going to do it. So, anyway, good afternoon, you guys. Hello. It is your girl, Tarot Queen Jamila, and I am going to start doing um, daily tarot lessons. I don't know if I'll be able to do them all in like, just back to back with each other, but I'm going to start with the Fool card because the Fool card, hey Jay Lawrence, hello. The Fool card is the very first card in the tarot deck. So I'm starting with the Fool. So I'm using my Law of Attraction tarot deck just to show you guys a depiction of the Fool. And y'all see the Fool? Y'all see how the Fool is just, very carefree. Okay. They don't choose to focus on their problems, but rather they choose to go out there and find a solution. They are a go getter. Really, what happened, Jay Lawrence? Who got killed? Jay Lawrence said you were so right about protect your head that it manifested as a killing on that day. You warned us. Well, tell us all about it. What happened? I'm sorry somebody lost their life, but what happened? So, yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you gotta, yeah. You have to protect your head. Yes, you do. Speaking of your head, the Fool card is connected to your head because they always, whenever you see the Fool card, the Fool's head and chin is always up. They are not looking down upon anybody, but they're doing them. They have a natural zest for life. Okay? A natural zest for life. They don't allow people to get them down. They have trust. No matter what happens in life, they continue to have trust in themselves. And they can even trust others, which can definitely lead to some problems. So the Fool is officiating, and I did ask the spirits because I didn't want to just read someone else's interpretation of the Fool, even though we've got some really, really good texts and people that have created the tarot deck or created decks. They have wonderful views of the Fool, but I wanted to make it more so my own thing. So, oh yeah, the thing with and you know what? I didn't even know him. I don't really follow Lauren London that closely. So yeah, rest in peace. That was really, really sad. I know a lot of people are very, very sad about that. I know. So yeah, somebody did lose their life. Did I did I make like a like which video are you talking about as far as where I was warning people about stuff? Like, did I say specifically, like, what was I talking about yesterday? I may have, because sometimes I'll do these daily readings, or either I'll make like predictions of stuff that's going to happen. People that are the Fool card, though, they don't judge from other people's perspective. The Fool always follows their heart. The Fool always follows their heart. The first card that came up was Judgment, and it's in the reverse position. It was in the reverse position. I turned it up right. But I feel like people who could describe themselves as being the Fool, they use judgment, but they don't judge things the way everybody else judges them. And people typically have a problem with that. That's why the Five of Swords comes up. People that are considered to be the Fool, they cause controversy because they are going against the status quo. Because the current status quo is you have to be scared, you have to walk in fear every single day, and you're not supposed to have any trust in yourself and trust in the experiences that you are having. You have to be able to trust in those experiences. The Fool can have difficult relationships. And the reason why is because when that other person wants them to be down and depressed, they won't do it. So this can cause tension. Okay. It can, because what ends up happening is that the person will do something, and they'll be doing it because they want to get you down. Yes, you were going on about how they will be after your willpower. You kept saying the head area. Yeah, definitely. Did he get shot in the head? Ooh, I couldn't even do that job. You know, people that go and clean up bodies and stuff. Ooh, oh my God. Well, I don't want to say that I couldn't do it. I just wouldn't want to do it. You know, that's pretty bad. Yeah, that's horrible. Well, at least we know it was over quick. I'm assuming it was over quick. So, oh Lord, then the chest, the head and the chest. Oh yeah, I definitely did not tell y'all to protect your head, your chest, and your butt and your root chakra. You got to protect all of those areas, your whole body, but those are the main ones that they're going for: the head, the chest, the body, your lower half, which is your trunk. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They, but the Fool, they do often have tension and friction in their relationships, and they do tend to go through relationships very quickly. And the reason why is because, you know, this is how they feel. They feel as though people may come into your life to be there for a long time. And then there's people that are meant to stay for a little while. So, you know, even though we know that losing somebody can be devastating, in particular, if somebody that you really, really love just ups and decides to leave and walk out. But see, you got to constantly be looking ahead, and you got to ask yourself, why did this happen? What are my spirits trying to tell me exactly about why this happened? It's going to be different reasons for different people. But if you are the Fool, you're going to end up with tension, and you're going to make people nervous. You're going to make people nervous. You're going to cause people, if you're the Fool, you're going to cause other people to think, and you're going to cause people to use critical thinking skills, okay, which is why the Nine of Swords comes up, okay? So people will tend to be very nervous around you if you are the Fool, because you're radiating at such a high frequency. Because it doesn't matter. Like when you get all the way to the end of the tarot deck, and when you get to the World card, it really it's the whole thing about the Fool is that you have to be unapologetic about who you are. That's the reason why it creates a lot of tension. Now, people that are the Fool, all they have is a desire and a zest for life. Just tell me, why do people have that much money, that much awareness? Don't they hire someone like you and get the protection that they need? Did they have that much no power also? Oh, okay. Yeah, absolutely. Do those people have protection? I think that a lot of them don't. Okay, I think a lot of them don't have the protection that they need spiritually, because they think that they're protected by their money. You know, which money is definitely very protective. When you have money, you don't necessarily have to worry about things, you know. But it doesn't protect you from everything. It doesn't. It definitely doesn't. Yeah. People that are the Fool, they have a desire for life. That's why the King of Wands comes up. They just have a desire. They have energy. They have a lot of energy that they need to, you know, expand. The Three of Wands comes up. So the Three of Wands is all about spiritual growth. This is why you can see the man. He's standing on the earth, and he's actually drawing in energy from the earth into his root chakra. Okay. So, you know, there's, you know, these are the people that are looking for spiritual growth. These are the people that trust in, there's one of the Claires, and I can't think of the exact name of it, but it's about clear knowing. It's just when you know something, and you don't necessarily have to have proof of it, but you just know it. Okay, it's just that you just know it. You know what I'm saying? Now the Chariot card comes up. These are the people that are very progressive. You're going to see them advocating. You're going to see them getting out in the community. You're going to see them doing outreach. You're going to see them, progressing. You're going to see progress in their life. And the reason why is because they have trust. Okay. Just because somebody throws an intent at you, it doesn't mean that it has to manifest, because when that person is saying things to you or doing things to you, there's a certain intent behind that. Okay. It seriously and really and honestly is. So this person is going to see your intent, and they're going to take your intent, and they're going to press forward with that intent. They're not going to allow themselves to be held back. The Queen of Cups comes up in this reading. I went ahead and threw some cards on it, y'all, because I wanted to know like what specific messages the Spirit had about the Fool card. I feel like if you would describe yourself as the Fool, I feel like you make good parents. I feel like people that are the Fool type of personality, they make the best parents. Why? Why do you ask? The reason why is because they don't teach limits to their children. They allow their children to flourish and to explore. They're not trying to hold somebody back. Okay. Also, the Fool card comes up with the Three of Coins. So people that can describe themselves as the Fool card equals trust. It talks about trust. Okay. When you have trust, you can manifest faster or better because you're not worrying. You know that everything is just going to fall into place the way that it should. And you're not worried about something that, could happen. But the only way that it can happen is if you manifest that with your mind. Okay, because everything starts with your mind. And just to bring up some information about the Fool card, because everybody kind of takes the Fool card. It depends on what position the Fool card is in, and it depends on who you're talking about. Okay, so the Fool card's zodiac association, I think it could be any. I think it could be any zodiac sign could fall under the Fool card. Okay. So just looking at some of the keywords of the Fool card, the Fool represents new beginnings, having faith in the future. It could represent being inexperienced, because you know what? But we are all inexperienced, aren't we? We're all inexperienced because we're all learning something new every single day. Okay. Not knowing what to expect. Okay. Having beginner's luck and believing in the universe. So this is why they always show the Fool card almost getting ready to fall off of a cliff. Okay. This is why I was trying to look and see what zodiac is associated with it. It represents innocence, spontaneity. Okay, a free spirit. What is a free spirit? It might be somebody that travels a lot. I know with me, I would love to travel. Okay, that's why the Chariot card comes up, because I've always wanted to travel, and I always wanted to either do it by myself, with a mate, or either my children. Okay. The Lovers comes up as well, and I think that the Fools make the best lovers. You know that, because they're very spontaneous. They're always looking to You know, hey, listen, we had a bad day today. Tomorrow's going to be a better day. They're always wanting to make tomorrow better. They have this faith in the universe and they can see it almost as if it's already there. I mean, these people are amazing visionaries. If you are the fool, and I was definitely the fool when I first moved over to Georgia, I was the fool card. And there was nothing wrong with that because this is the way life should be. Life should be about exploring, life should be about growth. Life should be about making a bunch of money and loving people and sharing with people. It shouldn't just be up, I'm closed off because, you know, if I let anybody into my life, they're just going to destroy my life. And there are a lot of people that have an intent to try to destroy your life. Does that mean that your life is destroyed? No, because, and see, another thing with me, I get over stuff the same day. I'll be already over it. Okay. Now, if something tragic were to happen, you know, and then see, this is where a lot of people don't really like the fool, because the fool is going to celebrate certain things that other people would be upset about. So they don't mind being different. They don't mind being different because they've been told at some point by the universe that it's okay to be different. It's okay to be yourself. It's okay to live and have fun. Thank you, Jay Lawrence. It's okay for you to do that. Okay? And you can't make every move in your life thinking about what could go wrong, because if everybody did that, nobody would have ever went anywhere. Okay, if they did not decide when they were building airplanes, when they invented airplanes, which is a plane that can go up in the sky and it can, you know, avoid all traffic and get you somewhere within a few hours, depending on where you're going. But a lot of other people were probably like, oh my God, there could be plane crashes and things like that. And yeah, that's definitely a risk when you get into an airplane, but you do it anyway. And that's something that's on my bucket list, is to be able to ride in a plane. I would really love to do that because I've always been kind of afraid, and I don't like being afraid, and nobody should be. And you know what? I feel that it's important to face all of your fears. That is what the fool does. And you know what? Sometimes when the fool faces the fear, sometimes they can get messed up. But by the next day, they already up and keeping it moving. You know, and you can tell the difficulty, because people that can describe themselves as the fool card, right? Because that's me, right? They get a lot of attention from people. And you've got to do alchemy. That's another thing with this Three of Wands. I think that people that are naturally described as the fool card, you have a natural way of doing alchemy within yourself, to where like it's in your body, to where when somebody sends you that negative energy, you take it and you transform it and you say, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this energy and I'm going to use it. And I'm going to use it. And let me just tell you another thing with those people out there that want your own business. You want your own businesses and stuff. This line of cards right here, the Chariot, this right here, because your business is your baby. And then here's the financial growth. So that's why I always tell people, you got to be able to trust. You have to be able to trust. If I do spell work for you, if you don't have trust, it ain't going to mean nothing. You see what I'm saying? You have to have trust. That's the only way that you're ever going to have anything or obtain any kind of stability. Now, the fool is not always looking for stability, but you know, that's because stability is different for different people. So a lot of people that believe that you're stable is that you move down the street from your parents and you buy a house and you get married and, you know, this is it. And so a lot of us have already been programmed in. You know what? I was just about to say something. Everybody wants that, everybody. But when you think about it, A lot of that stuff that we desire is stuff that other people want. These are where, and it bothers them. It bothers people for some reason when you don't go along with their status quo, when you don't go along with the box or either the role that they've casted you in, they get very uncomfortable. And you know what? As a fool, you are going to have those types of problems because people are going to have a problem with you and people are going to judge you. They're going to judge you. Even though that's really the only thing that's going to save us is if we are the fool. Okay? And it's very, very deep, the Fool card, because as you can see the sun and the moon in this reading, and I'm sorry, in this card. And you see how they always have a cat or a dog next to them. Okay? And, you know, they're just, they don't care. They honestly don't care. They just don't. It's like, really? Hey, Poetic Justice, I'm talking about the Fool card right now. I'm doing a tarot lesson for you guys today with the Fool card. So, also they make the best lovers. You know, these are the type of lovers that are going to, when you walk out the door, they're not sitting there, you know, worrying about whether or not you're cheating on them. Because to be honest with you, you know, I mean, they can't, what, can they stop you? Can they stop you or whatever? And so, you know, I think people love that energy, and we are at a crossroads. We do have a new moon that's coming up, and I've been consistently working with new moon energy to start over. That is what everybody deserves. Nobody has the right to keep you nowhere, even if you've had a past. It's not about where you've been. It's about where you're going. Hello, that's how the Fool feels. It's not about what you did, but or where you've been, but where you're going. And that's the main thing that you always got to remember in life. Okay. Yes. You said Fool card. You mean Oprah's card? Oprah is more like the Hierophant. Oprah's more like the Hierophant. This is so good, y'all. I like to make natural fruit juices though. Like, I think I'm going to start juicing again, and you can just get a pineapple and get some oranges or get some mangoes and just juice them. Exactly. Starting over feels so good. And of course, when you start over, you may be haunted by your past. Okay. Yeah, the Fool card is definitely pass and go, and they're definitely collecting $200. Please believe it. You know? And when you walk in that spirit, you're never worrying about anything. Let me give you guys an example. Like 3 years ago, for the first time in my life, my lights got turned off. And the only reason was because I made a bad decision. And I got on this that prepaid program, which I just needed a few more days to pay the original bill. But, you know, during that time, of course, I was doing everything that I could to get the money up, to get, you know, to get the stuff right. But I also took that as a lesson from the universe. I truly did. And we had fun, actually. We had fun. You know, sometimes I just want to go turn off my breaker box just to stop all that stuff from coming in. Sometimes when the lights is off and you got to have them candles and stuff, and then you kind of go back to the way things used to be. And you're like, you know what, this ain't really that bad, but even though I miss watching some TV, that, you know what I'm saying? And so it was actually an amazing experience for me, because it was the first time that it ever happened to me in my life. In my life, you know, my parents may not have had money to buy me 10 pairs of shoes every school year, and I may not have been the fashionista in school, but I always had lights. I've never, ever, you know, and it was just like, and it was so much stuff happening, and I spent a lot of time outside and just kind of, you know, just chilling and living life. And then I wasn't able to eat no cooked food either. So, you know how sometimes they say cooked food isn't good for you, even though they say that you have to cook meat or whatever. But I don't know anyway. So yeah, it was actually kind of fun. You know what I'm saying? Now we don't want that to happen, but you know, sometimes I'll be telling my kids, I'll be like, turn off all these unnatural lights and stuff. I'll be like, turn that stuff out, turn that off, because you know, I like to let the natural sunlight come in. And so yeah, so I think that if you ever pull the Fool card in your reading, it's time for you to start having trust in the universe. And everybody's going to be judging you. Everybody's going to judge you. And, you know, a lot of people don't like being judged. Who does? It doesn't feel good. You know, that's why I can tell why some of these famous people are suing people, and why they're upset and angry with people sometimes, because, you know, that's a very, very hard thing to have even 50 people, you know, sharing into that energy of oppression. And that doesn't mean that you can just go out. I'm not saying that it's right for you to go out and do horrible things to people or hurt people. That's not what I'm saying. I don't get behind that at all. But if you pay attention and you are the fool, and they are always going to try to tell you, oh, you're gullible and you're this and you're that. And I'm like, thank you very much. Because, you know, to be honest with you, that's what it takes to get anywhere. You can't just walk up to somebody and say, well, I want to be in a relationship with you, but my mama did me wrong, and my daddy did me wrong, and my ex did me wrong, and you're saying all these things. So that means that you need to kind of go back and cook for a little while so that you can get it together, because this is, you know, and it does affect your love life when you don't have trust. It does. It affects your love life. And you know what? You're going to have to kiss several frogs to get to your prince, or several frogettes to get to your princess, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But you just got to do it, because unless you go out and try to do it, how are you ever going to learn from that experience? That is what life is about. Life is about learning and growing and prospering and progressing. It's not about having your growth stunted. You know, the fool would never have their growth stunted, and they just wouldn't have. That's why this Three of Wands and this Three of Coins came up. Okay, that's why that came up, because, you know, and then also I feel as though those people are more emotionally sound, because they don't go by what other people feel. Like, for example, when I put up a twerk video of myself, people expected, I guess, for me to break down and cry or whatever, because they had something negative to say about my body and da 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 da. But no, I have trust. Boy, hold on, y'all. Okay, y'all, my bad, my bad. So another thing about the fool is going to have problems in their relationships, because they march to the beat of their own drum, and they're not going to be controlled. If you can describe yourself and your mentality as the fool, then you know that your love is out there. That's another thing when it comes to your love life. You know that they're out there. And what's the first thing that people tell you? Don't nobody want you. Ain't nobody out there for you. Sorry, y'all. Because of Jacob. Jacob is like, I'm not even gonna talk about it. But they have faith that their lover is out there. They're not sitting there crying and saying, oh, I just give up on life. Nobody loves me. You're never going to find the fool doing that. They're going and other people. And you know what? That's the advice that I give to people when I talk to them, you know, because a lot of times people will allow something to destroy them, but the fool is not going to do that. The fool is never going to do that. So be the fool. It works. It works for a lot of people. If you can describe yourself as that, that's actually good. That's actually good. Nothing wrong with being the fool card. Okay? It's a beautiful thing. And don't be afraid to be yourself. Be who you are. And don't offer no apologies. Because you shouldn't have to apologize for who you are. Especially if you're not insulting someone else. You know, I'm not insulting you. I'm just being me. What's the problem? Why is it that being you has to be an insult to others? Because those people are not the fool. They do not have trust. And I'm going to start being less judgmental of people myself. In particular, those people that have went through like abuse. Because I saw a episode of Ayanla saved my life or changed my life or something, fixed my life. And there was this guy in there, and he had suffered horrible, horrible sadistic abuse, and he has seizure disorder because of it now. And it really is sad because a lot of people that were not able to pick themselves up. See, the fool is able to pick themselves up every single day. They think of a new day. They think of every day as a new day and a new opportunity to do whatever it is that they want. And you got to love them and you got to respect them for that. Okay. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Make sure that you guys hit that thumbs up button. And I got to go. I wish I could stay longer, but I got to go. Thank you for coming to the chat room. Hey, stars the limit. Exactly. Don't put limitations on yourself. When you put limitations on yourself and what you can do, then it creates problems. You know, it creates problems. And the universe will send people to you just so that you can get that message over and over again. Okay. You're welcome, you guys. Have a happy moon day. Love, light, and blessings. You're welcome. Bye.